In the religion of Islam, they talk a lot about the souls of the believers, the souls of the non-believers. And the souls of the believers, well, they become birds. And they go to live in the area known as paradise. And it's written, "The believer's soul becomes a bird which feeds upon the fruits of the trees in paradise until Allah returns it to its body on the day he is resurrected." On the other hand, the soul of the disobedient believers are held in the graves and punished for minor and major sins. So I find it quite interesting that the believers' souls, they become birds, they go and live off the fruits of the trees in paradise. But when Allah returns, which means Allah's gone away, the divine source is, or is the divine source Allah? That could be debatable anyway, that's another story. But when Allah returns, that is the day the body is resurrected. So is it Allah returns to this world, to the paradise, to the spiritual world? Allah's obviously gone off and done something, and that's something else that I talk to people about a lot when they keep going on about, why doesn't the divine source do something? Why doesn't Allah do something? Why doesn't Yahweh do something? The God above gods, the Almighty, the divine source, has given us free will to do what we want. And if the divine source interfered, well, you'll be probably pretty annoyed and think like, well, where's my right to choose what I want to do? I have the right to do what I want to do, and you're telling me what to do. And I do say that in a lot of people, but even though they want to be told what to do, at the same time they're a little rebellious, which is why we have to work on ourselves and develop ourselves so that we understand how the divine source and that divine hierarchy works, and how the whole cosmos works, and how we can take our part in it, rather than being outside of it. And I used to fight this myself quite a lot because I didn't want to be told what to do. I thought I could do everything myself and would figure it all out for myself, which I have done, but with the help of teachers and with the help of, for me, it's obviously been a lot of book reading, a lot of pondering and such like. And other people come through this in different ways. Some people do it through, I don't know, going to... I'm stuck. I don't know how other people do it. But people come to these things through different ways. Whether it's definitely experiential, isn't it? We need to experience life to understand what it is we want from it. And many people, I think, don't go looking for experiences in life. They're told what to do. Where people that break free from that and can think for themselves, normally we're the ones that go on the esoteric, spiritual or soul developing path, because we don't want to be part of the program. Yet at the same time, we don't want to be told what to do by a God as such, which is why a God has given us free will to develop ourselves, or not. But it can be quite frightening or alarming when one begins to wake up and look at this kind of thing, because suddenly one is aware that, oh, I am a person, I am an individual, and it's now down to me to do something, where we've been brought up in a programmed world where we're told what to do, what to think, and how to be, and what's expected of us. But when you break free of that, it's, like I say, it can be alarming, can be liberating. I'd like to think it's more liberating, but there will be moments when you think, what? I suppose some people might see it as the dark night of the soul, of like, what do I do now? Where do I go now? I can suddenly see things that I didn't see before, and life is not what I expected it to be. You know, as Gurdjieff says, life is real only when I am. Most people are asleep, so life is not real, it is fake. But they think it's real to them. But that's kind of going off the subject, because I wanted to talk about birds and souls. And isn't it sweet that in the reading I was giving you from the Islam theology, the believer's soul becomes a bird. Well, in ancient Egypt, the soul was a bird, but it was a bird body with your head on top of it, which I think is just gorgeous. Your soul is your face, but you've got the wings and body of a bird to fly around. The soul is free to fly around. Verily, when a believer is about to die, angels of mercy come to him. They take his soul to the souls of other believers, who are happier to meet him than one of you would be at the approach of his absent loved ones. They ask him, what did so-and-so do? What did so-and-so do? Some of them say, let him be, because he was just now in the sadness of the world. I quite like this because I feel like I'm going to join other souls that are like-minded. I hope so. Ah, to be with other souls. I hope that I am worthy. Where I suppose most people who don't work on themselves or just live a mechanical life, they just want to be with their loved ones again because they know no other. Whereas people like us, I hope to think, are looking for like-minded souls to be with. We want to be, though many of you do grow up in families that are caring. Some of us, we don't. So, it's kind of like that Christ adage of, you abandon your family to go and find your true family. And I think that means it's like when you're with a family that is not on a woken path. And I don't mean woke as in the way woke said now. I've got to be careful what I say these days. Those that have families that have no spiritual bone in them really, or do it mechanically. That's another problem, I think, with a lot of people that who do follow what they think is a spiritual path, but more just to make sure that they're on the right path, so that when they die they go somewhere, or they just do it mechanically by rote rather than with feeling and an awakefulness. But this does remind me, because of you saying about the angels that come for us, the angel of death comes for one and all at some point. The angel of death, like all angels, is a messenger, come to tell our soul it is time to move on from this alien world. Most angels that are sent in the Old Testament stories, they very rarely come with good news. It's normally to deal a blow. Sometimes it's even to kill somebody. So all these people trying to contact angels, when angels are coming to us with messages from the divine, it's normally a warning of some kind. Just saying. So why don't people believe in a God? Are people looking for spiritual sustenance? I notice lots of people are looking for spiritual sustenance, but not necessarily looking to find a God through it. We've got lots of new age stuff going on that offers how to develop your body, yoga and such like. But I think a true yoga master is one that would teach one to not only develop one's body, but to develop one's mind and learn to look at one's emotions. And I feel like for a lot of people, God has been replaced with New Age beliefs, when to some people, God is make-believe. And I feel like God feels neglected, which is why God's always listening and looking out for any of us that are reaching out to the divine source. We're working to make our souls, developed, awakened. Well, our soul, I think, already is. It's our spirit that keeps holding us back. But some people do it the other way around and say it's the spirit that's fully awake and it's our soul that's holding us back. Whichever way you believe it to be, that's what you should be. You're still working on it. Words are not important. You know that you want to develop yourself so that you become the better person that you should be, and you're reaching up to your higher self, which is reaching up to the divine. As they say in the Quran, "O peaceful soul, return to your Lord." And it also says, I think it was the Prophet Muhammad that says this, if your good deeds make you happy and your evil deeds make you feel bad, you are a believer. And that's because you've got a conscience then. You're aware. And I still thoroughly believe, and I say to many people, your conscience is your connection to the divine. The following is a reading from the Gospel of John. This is chapter 14. Jesus comforts his disciples. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way? Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him." Philip said, "Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us." Jesus answered, "Don't you know me, Philip, even if I have been among you such a long time? Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, 'Show us the Father'? Don't you believe that I am in the Father, and that the Father is in me? The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing his work. Believe me when I say that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. Or at least believe on the evidence of the works themselves. Very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. And I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. You may ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it. If you love me, keep my commands, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. The world cannot accept him, because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you know him, for he lives with you and will be in you. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. Before long the world will not see me any more, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. On that day you will realize that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them." Then Judas said, "But Lord, why do you intend to show yourself to us and not to the world?" Jesus replied, "Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them. Anyone who does not love me will not obey my teaching. These words you hear are not my own, they belong to the Father who sent me. All this I have spoken while still with you. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. You heard me say, I am going away and I am coming back to you. If you loved me, you would be glad that I am going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. I have told you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe. I will not say much more to you, for the prince of this world is coming. He has no hold over me. But he comes so that the world may learn that I love the Father and do exactly what my Father has commanded me. Come now, let us leave."